Good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel, a place where we discuss deep issues that centers on family, parenting, and personal values. Yesterday, I asked a question: Is a generational curse truly a generational curse, or a bad character or bad behavior that's been transferred over from one generation to the next generation? For me, my personal opinion, a generational curse is a bad, destructive character that's been transferred over from one generation to the next generation. Some will say hereditary, they inherited it from their parents. Traits like anger, lack of emotional intelligence, sickness, poverty, and many more. In fact, divorce. Because sometimes the character that makes your parents to divorce, if you don't sit down to reflect, reevaluate, you might actually attract the kind of person your parents attracted that caused that divorce. Sometimes when we talk about poverty, people already zero their mind that because their parents are not rich, they might not probably be rich, except they do some things that are not legit. No, wealth has to do with getting the right financial education. It has to do with the right network. It has to do with positioning your business and positioning yourself. It has to do with prudence, how to know how to spend your money, where to spend, when to say no, when to say yes. For instance, in case of poverty, what happens most times is that one person that is gradually growing has many other mouths to fend. Let me show you. Let's see this example. There's a ladder you are trying to climb up. You've just climbed the fourth step or the fifth one. Or let's say you're in the middle and you're not yet balanced, gotten to the top, sat down or sit down rather to have a balance before bringing someone else. So you held on to the ladder and you are climbing. Then someone downstairs is crying, "Help! Can you please help me? Can you please draw me up?" And with one hand on the ladder, you bend down to help that person to climb the ladder. What will happen? Both of you will fall down. You start from square one. You, as long as you do that, you continue to start from square one. That is why you think people who took or have taken the bold step in your family to be rich are wicked. No, they know that if they are not wicked, like you feel, both of you will go back to square zero. You start from square one. So you have to be decisive, find a balance for themselves first. That is where self awareness comes in. You have to be self aware. You have to know what you want for your life. You have to be principled. Not every ashrabi you buy, not every party you go to. You have to know what you, blessing, wants for your life. In times of sickness, hope you know that that sickle cell, is just particular to Africans. And that has to do with our genetics. Before now, they see children with sickle cell as obanjes. Children who wants to inflict pains, afflictions, poverty on their parents, not knowing that it is both parents' decision that have brought those children that brought those children to the world. When it comes to generational curses, instead of not taking responsibility and breaking the cycle, we shift blame. Oh, it's because of my ancestral sin. It's because of this. It's because I inherit it. No. You can live your life purposefully. You can choose not to live exact way your parents live. I mentioned divorce the other time. Sometimes people not ready to bend values. This is how my mom do this to my. This is how my dad treats my mom, or this is how my dad is. So I must follow it squarely with the person I'm starting a life journey with, not knowing that this person I have met has his or her own value, has don'ts and don'ts, came from a different background that we need to both adjust to meet at a point. What am I saying in essence? You cannot afford to live exact life your parents live. Some is hypertension and diabetic. They die at a particular age because those your forefathers, ancestors, didn't even know what is hypertension. They didn't even know what is diabetic. So once they wake up in the morning, they eat every food like pounded yam, going to farm. They don't live the right lifestyle because they don't have the access to the right education, health education, and they die at a particular time. And you said, no, no matter what we do, we must die at this time. No, it's not as if somebody caused you, darling. Nobody caused you. It's because you have not watched your lifestyle. You have not reflect. You have not reevaluate what to do, what to eat, and what not to eat. For Yoruba people, they believe pouring 1 liter of palm oil in 1 cup of egusi is what makes their food attractive, forgetting that there's something called cholesterol. And you, in modern age and time, still believes that when you want to eat, because my grandfather poured 1 liter of oil and it lived to a certain age, I must pour 1 liter of oil too, or 1.5 liters of oil. No. Oh, you might think this thing is spiritual. It pleases me to tell you that Exodus 20 verse 5 said, I am the Lord thy God, a jealous God, who visit the sin of the father on the children from the first generation to the fifth generation. But the last sentence answered this question. It said, for those that hate me. So if the first generation, the second generation, third generation to the fourth generation actually hates God because they have passed down hatred of God from the first generation to the second to the third generation, then they will receive the same consequence, the same punishment their ancestor received. Everything in life has consequence. We have to be intentional about our life. For you experiencing this, set a life goal. How do I want to spend my money? What do I buy? What do I need? What don't I need? Is savings the top priority? Oh, for some, I must save before I spend. If I have 200,000, I must save 150,000. It's from 50,000 that I will spend money from. Whatever, even if heaven is falling, except if it has to do with life and death issues. Take responsibility. Decide to break the cycle. Before I go, always remember someone started a cycle. Someone must stop it. You can stop poverty, you can stop that illness, you can stop that anger issue. I remain your friend, Blessing Makanjuolablessing. Please like, share, comment. Let me hear your opinions too. Bye. See you next time.